Welcome to the Dental Brief, the world's direct, right-to-the-point podcast produced to get you the information you need to learn and grow your practice. To learn more about our guests and find links to information discussed on our show, visit our website, dentalbrief.com. On to today's episode.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Dental Brief. I have with me Dr. Sam Ahani, based out of San Francisco. Dr. Ahani, say hello.
Patrick, it's a pleasure to be here. Hello to everybody.
Yeah, we're grateful to have you on here. It's always special when we have a dentist who has a great deal of experience in dentistry and taking care of patients, but then ventures out into the entrepreneur world to help other dentists. And I know that's what you're doing. So tell me a little bit about your background as a dentist, and then tell me about your venture with Refera.
Okay. I've been a dentist for about 25 years. I come from a family of dentists. My brother's an endodontist. My cousin's an oral surgeon. My wife's a pediatric dentist. My brother-in-law is a dentist. My cousins are dentists. So we come from a long family of dentists. I've been practicing 25 years right in a city called Pacifica, right outside of San Francisco. Last couple of years, though, I've been kind of working full-time on Refera and solving this referral process problem that I see.
So let's talk about patient loss and retention. If for specialists, if a specialist is receiving, let's say, 200 referrals per month from general dentists that they've built a relationship with, how many out of those 200 patients do you think actually ends up in that office?
Studies show anywhere from 40% to 60%. So they're definitely getting a lot more referrals than they're actually seeing. The reason I knew that this was a problem was I called up my orthodontist and I asked him, hey, Peter, how many referrals do we send you a month? He said 8. I said, no, that's not that's how many you see, but how many do we send? He says, I don't know. So then I looked, and he was actually getting like 12 to 15 from us a month. My wife's a pediatric dentist. That's why he was getting so many. And I said, that's another reason that I knew there was kind of a problem. So there's a huge drop off. The problem is for the GPs, if they don't go to get their root canal done, you don't get to do the crown. Okay, that's one thing. The big use case is they don't go get the root canal, and you don't get to do like the big case, right? But the other piece is that when they don't go to do the referral, a lot of times they don't come back to you either, because they're like, they didn't go, or for whatever reason now they feel I don't know. I think a lot of it is like they feel bad or whatever, so they don't come back to see you either. To give you some idea, I thought we were probably referring out like 15 patients a month, at most 20. It turns out it's like 30 to 40 patients a month, and that's about equal to the number of new patients we get a month. So it's actually a pretty big problem in most offices, and I don't think that a lot of people don't recognize it.
Yeah, no, it is a big problem, but I think you're right. I think it's one that people know is a problem, but if they actually put a pad and pencil down and actually looked at the revenue loss, and then also looked at patient care, right? The amount of patients that are not getting the level of care that they really need because they're not going to that specialist. I think some of it is just fear, right? They're afraid to go to the specialist. So I think some patient education can come in there too. I'd be scared to death if somebody ever told me I needed a root canal, right? And I would probably want to go on that, but it's going to make a mess if I don't go. So patient care would certainly drop. So,
well, think about it. You're scared to death, and somebody hands you a piece of paper, and you're supposed to like go and act on this thing that you really don't want to do to begin with. You don't know who they are, what they are, what's going on, what's going to happen. And so just for the fact that if they call you, you're at least 30% more likely to go ahead and make the appointment and go. And that's just good customer service. The patient experience right now through a referral is terrible, and we're looking to really improve.
Yeah, no, it sounds like it. So, we'd like to talk about things that we can do today, not things that, obviously some things we can't do till next year, for instance, but what are some actionable steps a dentist can take today, whether they're a general dentist or a specialist, to solve this problem?
Well, in the old days, what we used to do is we used to have like triplicate forms with like an envelope. So you'd give the patient a referral slip, and then you'd mail the referral to the patient, not to the specialist, right? So the specialists had some kind of inkling what's going on. These days, it's like we'll email them the referral, which is completely not HIPAA compliant. But also it depends on if you have time or not, because you just kind of gave it to the patient, and so if you don't have time, you're not going to go through all that stuff. And then there's a lot of back and forth. Send me the X-ray, send me the insurance information. There's a lot of things like that. So, like a very simple thing like a specialist can do is just send somebody over to the office to pick up all the triplicates so that they know who's actually kind of been referred. Sure. And if the software makes it very easy to do that, but like that's a very simple way to kind of make sure that patients don't fall through the cracks. You could just send somebody over with some donuts, which you kind of should be doing anyway because they're sending you patients. Right. Get the stuff, make sure you follow up with all those patients, and then make sure that your GP knows when patients don't come in.
Yeah, we're hearing right now from some specialists too that they're struggling to get out and thank the referral sources because of COVID. Can't stop in the office, what have you. So I think communication is probably more important than ever. And I think also, making sure that more than ever that in some areas dentistry, as you know, is booming. In other areas, it's very slow, just depending on the country. Right. I think it's probably more important to communicate with any referral. It doesn't matter what side that you're on. So let's talk about refer a little bit more. So for our audience, typically, as you know, we don't like to promote products on here, but when there is a free option, we do like to talk about that. So let me give you the website real quickly. It's refera.com, Refera. Dr. Ahani, tell us a little bit about your pricing. You do have a free option and then you do have a paid option, and tell us what both of those can do for our audience.
Well, let me tell you how we came across the pricing model. We figured that, GPs don't want to ask their specialists to, use this thing if they have to ask them to pay for it too, and also vice versa. So we landed on is let's just let everybody use it. So there's a free version for GPs and a free version for specialists. Right now, what we're doing is that if you want integration, it's $199 a month, and that just avoids a lot of the double entry. But if you want to use it, it's very easy to use, and the free version works very, very well. There's a little bit of double entry involved, but you're welcome to use the free version, and that's been working really well for our customers so far. We plan to add other features and things in the future that you can opt to pay or not pay for, but right now it's just the free version is plenty powerful.
Okay, so talk about integration a little bit, just so some of our audience know. You're talking about integrating with whatever record system that they're using currently, correct?
That's right. So if you have a practice management software, basically it's a one-click and all the patient's information downloads and it gets transferred. X-rays upload really easy. If you don't have it, it means you have to enter that patient's information yourself, and you have to upload the X-rays kind of manually and that kind of stuff. Okay,
fantastic. We appreciate you coming on here. Let me plug the site one more time because I think everyone needs to look at this and make sure they're doing a great job communicating with each other. It's refera.com, refera.com. Dr. Ahani, I thank you very much for coming on the program today. We appreciate it, and I'll give you the final word.
I appreciate you guys letting me come on and kind of spread the word. It's a problem that not everybody knows they have, so I'm glad to talk about it whenever possible.
Terrific. Folks, refera.com, check it out. Check out their free option. Check out the interactive tour right on their homepage. Appreciate you coming on.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us on today's episode. Did you know you can weigh in on today's topic on Facebook? Search the Dental Brief on Facebook or visit our website, dentalbrief.com, and just follow the link. We look forward to having you join us again on another episode of the Dental Brief.